In the eyes of the federal government, Middle Tennessee State is stuck in the middle of several different reporting requirements.
We, as a law enforcement agency, we have to adhere to the TIBR's end of compliance with the Department of Justice and reporting. As a higher education institution, we have to report and comply with the Clery standards.
The TBI report is the one you probably hear about the most. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation takes statistics from the criminal process and outlines them in a yearly report released each spring. This year, MTSU's numbers for sexual assault were actually down. In 2013, 7 sexual assaults were investigated. Last year, only 2. But it's this year's TBI report that the university wants you to know about.
Our sexual assault numbers are very low, and we actually had fewer sexual assault incidents year over year based on the latest TBI crime stats.
In fact, MTSU News and Media Relations released this report promoting lower numbers. The problem? TBI only reports those that go through a criminal investigation. And according to the National Sexual Violence Resource Center, 63% of all sexual assaults are not reported to police. So if it didn't go through a criminal investigation, it wouldn't be included in the TBI report. The report that shows actually how many incidents were brought forward in 2014 won't be released until October. That report is compiled by the University Police, and it satisfies requirements set by the Department of Education under what's called the Clery Act. You've probably seen this report labeled as the MTSU Annual Security Report. These numbers are compiled a little differently. If the incident happens off campus but involves a student, the only way campus police knows about it is if another agency lets them know.
If they know or are aware of the fact that it's an MTSU student, they're technically supposed to hopefully make us aware of it.
But that doesn't always happen. In fact, according to Lieutenant Stuckey, they have to go through the reports themselves to find out if an MTSU student was involved.
And basically what happens is the city of Murfreesboro forwards all the reports, and we have to kind of pick through them and try to find out. It may or may not indicate that there's a student in there, but if it indicates that there's a student involvement and then we look at it and it fits one of the categories, then we plug it in there.
If the incident happens on campus, that incident automatically falls into the Clery Act reports.
Through judicial affairs, we report all of our statistics to the university police, and the university police ultimately are the ones that put their reports and our reports together for the purposes of Clery so that there's one statement coming out.
In comparison to the TBI report that only documents criminal investigations, the Clery Act focuses on the initial reports that were made. So while Clery gives a broader report, it won't show you what action the university has taken.
A lot of it overlaps, but it's not exactly perfectly meshing, if that makes sense.
Once again, we won't know the Clery statistics for 2014 until the fall, but according to TBI statistics for last year, criminal cases for sexual assault around campus are down. Dean of Students Sarah Sudak says she's not sure if lower numbers should truly be the goal.
I don't know what the right answer is. I would like to think that the numbers are lower because we are doing a better job at communicating how to keep yourself out of those situations and that they're not happening. But on the flip side, I'm realistic to know that part of it may be that the numbers are down because people aren't reporting it. You sort of have to come to terms with low numbers look good on a piece of paper, but if it's not adequately representing what's happening on campus, and if you have people who aren't getting the services they need, is that truly what's best for the university?
So the focus for the university then comes to educating students on what to do, which begs the question, do students really know what to do if they become a victim?
I'm going to guess no. I think we're trying to educate students. So as a part of the orientation program, as students come in for customs, sadly, part of their orientation is an introduction to VAWA and the sexual misconduct policy.
VAWA is the Violence Against Women Act, signed into law in 1994 that, among other things, requires the university to hold educational seminars about sexual assault, both at new student orientation and throughout the student's educational career.
We have to send out notifications every semester. So again, are students reading their emails?
For the students we talked to, they all said no.
Because if you email it to us, we're not going to read it because it's too long. I know a lot of people don't know what's going on. They don't know what it is, what the rules are. And
It looks very legally based. Is a lot of it just designed based off of legal requirements?
Yeah, it is. We have laws that we have to follow, so they are pretty unpretty.
While Ms. Sudak admits the emails aren't engaging, she hopes the email will provide a starting point.
That if they find I need a resource, I need help, they know that there's somebody there that can help them. They may not know the specific office, but they may remember seeing an email from the Dean of Students.
Beyond what the university is legally required to do, campus departments do host different events on the topic of sexual violence. The June Anderson Center for Women held several different events during the month of April for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Their biggest event was the Clothesline Project, where individuals could paint shirts with anonymous messages. While the words on display were certainly powerful, the purpose may not have been clear to all students.
I know it's for a center. They're doing a domestic violence campaign. I'm not really sure which one it's for.
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's just a campaign to spread awareness about domestic violence.
The Office of Fraternity and Sorority Life also heavily promotes a national campaign called It's on Us, geared towards the Greek community.
At Middle Tennessee State University, it's on us.
It's on us to stop being a bystander to the problem of sexual assault.
It's on us.
But for students who may not be as heavily involved, this important message could be falling silent.
So some of the fraternities and some of the student organizations are aware of it, but as far as the students who aren't a part of any of those organizations, they're kind of like it just kind of goes over their head because they're unaware of that stuff.
I would say that I'm decently involved on campus, and I don't even know, I'm constantly surrounded by a diverse group of people, and I still don't really know about it. So I definitely think there should be more done about it.
As a place of higher learning, Lieutenant Stuckey hopes some students will seek information on their own.
There's plenty of internet resources within the university that they can look at and see basically what avenues there are out there. I mean, if they don't want to come to us, they can go to somebody else. But part of it is it's a higher education institution and people have to educate themselves.
For MTSU The Bridge, I'm Chris Davis.